Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 5.
We begin tonight with breaking news. Stutsman County authorities are asking for your help in finding a missing woman. They say 63-year-old Sonia Heinley was last seen around 7 Sunday night. They believe she was driving a tan 2003 Buick LeSabre, similar to the one in the picture. The car has a North Dakota license plate 183AVF. If you know where she is, you're urged to call this phone number, 252-1000. It's a tough way to start the week in this brutal weather. It makes it hard to be outside for too long, even if you are bundled up. And it sounds like temperatures will dip even lower in the coming days. Let's find out what's in store for this evening with Hutch in No Wait Weather.
Well, Andrea, that wind continues to blow, making it wind chilly outside. That snow that we got, the light, fluffy variety powder, it's called. On slopes, it's great, but in the driveways, not so much. 5 to 7 inches of it in Grand Forks and Grand Forks area, 3 to 5 here in the FM area. Look at Jamestown, 9 inches reported there. Nimrod, 6.5 inches with Oakley at 7. Likewise, Foston picking up 7 inches of the flaky stuff. Now the cold takes hold. There is a wind chill advisory. We're not expecting ripping winds tonight, but because the air temperatures are going to fall so quickly, already 5 below in Fargo and 15 below. That's right. That's the actual air temperature in Grand Forks. Your car's thermometer is not mistaken. Factor in the winds. We already have wind chills that are dangerously cold, and wind chill can set in an exposed skin in mere minutes, 15 to 30 minutes. So bundle up. That snow out to the west of us is making its way southward. If it were to move over us, we wouldn't get so cold tonight, but temperatures are really going to fall. Now, we might rise a little bit here as we head toward the 10 o'clock hour, but overnight, clear skies. We'll have temperatures falling into the teens below for many of us, with wind chills 30 to 40 below. Bundle up and, well, stay warm. I'll have details on how long it lasts here in just a minute.
All right, thanks, Hutch.
You bet.
Homeowners with large amounts of snow around your home, this one's for you. Police say those snow piles give intruders an advantage. They can use it to mask their identity or use it to get to a second story. Valley News Team's Kelly Hubbard spoke with homeowners who are already thinking ahead.
Whether you're on vacation or staying home for the holiday,
that's close to everything we need, and we also have really great neighbors who live all around us.
Chris Nilsson lives in the Brunsdale neighborhood in South Fargo. He and many of his neighbors are already knocking down the mini mountains of snow around their homes just in case.
Just like an overgrown bush or an overgrown tree, it provides an area where someone can conceal themselves.
Authorities say you also want to make sure you lock your doors and windows on the second story. If the snow gets any higher, intruders can break in that way. One neighbor told me that he clears snow away from his fence because, as you can imagine, it makes it easier to get to the other side.
If we saw any footprints, for sure we'd call the cops.
If you see footprints that are in a suspicious area, they're walking by your windows, that's definitely something to be concerned about.
If for some reason a thief does get into your home, don't have all your valuables in your master bedroom, because that's where they check first.
Anything that we do have that's valuable, we have in a safe that's actually secured to the floor.
In Fargo, Callie Hubbard, Valley News Live.
If you see any suspicious activity in your neighborhood, call police right away. The Minnesota State Patrol is reporting more than 130 crashes statewide following this morning's snow event. According to the State Patrol, from 6 a.m. to 11 a.m., there were 133 crashes, 22 with injuries, and 168 vehicle spinouts. There were also 3 jackknifed semis. Officials say there were no serious or fatal injuries. We're learning more about the 2 men involved in the East Grand Forks standoff last Friday. Officials say 60-year-old Gregory Boldu is charged with possession of meth, and 61-year-old Bradley Boldu is charged with assault, possession of meth, and unlawful possession of a firearm. Court documents say East Grand Forks police arrived at the brothers' home to execute a search warrant when they heard a man yell, "I have a gun and I'm going to shoot you." Officers later breached the door to the home and went inside. After a lengthy standoff, both brothers surrendered. A grain dryer in Dilworth is a total loss after an early morning fire. Emergency crews in Moorhead were dispatched to help with that grain dryer fire around 5 this morning. It was extinguished before 7. Fire crews from Moorhead, Dilworth, and Glendon were all there, along with the Salvation Army. The cause of the fire is still under investigation. New details continue to emerge in the wake of Friday's shooting at a naval base in Florida. The Saudi gunman who killed 3 U.S. sailors is said to have posted anti-American tweets before the killings. And sources tell CBS News the shooter may have been involved in an ongoing dispute with one of the instructors of the base. CBS's David Begnaud reports from Pensacola.
The shooter was Mohammed Saeed al-Shamrani. He reportedly posted anti-American tweets right before the rampage. CBS News has learned he may have had some issues with one of his instructors who he didn't like. No one has said how or where he purchased the Glock 9mm handgun that he used to kill 3 U.S. sailors.
I'm a big supporter of the Second Amendment, but the Second Amendment applies so that we, the American people, can keep and bear arms. It does not apply to Saudi Arabians.
One of the victims, Mohammed Haytham, chose to follow in his mother Evelyn Brady's footsteps and became a sailor.
I am so very proud of everything you have accomplished. And I miss you. I will miss you dearly.
Ryan Blackwell was among 8 others wounded in the attack.
Took some rounds, I got to save some people in the process, and I'm kind of still trying to piece everything together.
The 21-year-old shooter was a second lieutenant in the Royal Saudi Air Force. The Associated Press has reported that the gunman held a dinner party days earlier where he watched mass shooting videos with 3 other Saudi students. According to the AP, one of the 3 students who attended the dinner party recorded video outside the classroom building as the shooting was taking place.
As much as I would love to answer any questions about the videos or any other presumption information that's out there, my goal is not to continue the misinformation campaign.
Did somebody record the shooting as it happened?
There's a lot of review that still needs to go on as to what happened that day.
If it's misinformation, please clear it up for us.
Next question, please.
The FBI later told us there were multiple videos from base security surveillance, as well as witness cell phone videos taken outside the building during and after the shooting.
The FBI says it still doesn't know whether the gunman acted alone or whether he was part of a larger network. All of the Saudi nationals who are training at this base and learning how to become pilots are accounted for, according to the FBI. The House Judiciary Committee today listened to evidence for and against the impeachment probe into President Donald Trump. Lawyers for Democrats and Republicans presented their cases. Democrats allege that Mr. Trump withheld aid to Ukraine in order to pressure its government to investigate former Vice President Joe Biden. A vote on impeachment is expected by the full House by the end of the week. The White House did not participate in today's hearing. According to the Inspector General's report on the FBI investigation into Russia and its relationship to President Trump's campaign, the Bureau was prudent in its findings. In the report released today, Inspector General Michael Horowitz found no political bias or internal misconduct, but cited several procedural errors. Horowitz said the FBI was justified in its surveillance of former Trump advisor Carter Page and that they obtained proper approvals. However, the report also finds several inaccuracies and omissions with respect to information the investigation turned over to the Justice Department.
It's a disgrace what's happened with respect to the things that were done to our country. It should never again happen to another president. It is incredible, far worse than I would have ever thought possible.
Horowitz will discuss his report and testimony before the Senate Judiciary Committee on Wednesday. The number of illegal migrants along the southwest border has fallen for the 6th month in a row. The acting commissioner for Customs and Border Patrol spoke in Washington, D.C. today. Mark Morgan announced that decline, but also an increase in drug seizures. He credits the smaller number of migrants to what he calls the administration's efforts to all but end catch and release for families from Guatemala, Honduras, and El Salvador.
Total enforcement actions on the southwest border in November numbered 42,649. That's a decline of 6% from October. This decrease is more than 70% at the height of the crisis in May.
Officials say they're seeing an increase in the number of apprehensions of people from Mexico and other countries. Today was day 5 of Landon's Light, dedicated to remembering the life of Landon Solberg, who lost his battle with brain cancer in September. His parents created the foundation to help other families with children in need. Families like that are twin girls, Oliva and Olive, who were born 10 weeks premature and are still in a Fargo hospital.
So happy, like people could actually, think about us, and just decided to help and bless us with them, and it was just amazing.
The two babies are fortunately thriving and gaining strength every day. Their parents are hoping the two get to spend their first Christmas at home. The Bison football team is at home this weekend against the Illinois State Redbirds. The game starts at 11, live from the Fargo Dome, and can be watched on ESPN. Also, don't forget to tune in for the Farmers Union Insurance Bison football pregame show at 10 in the morning on KVLY. And then at 10:30 Sunday morning, you can catch the Coaches Show with Matt Entz on KX4.